Hello, my fellow human beings. Um, I started this video because I want to talk about religion, faith, and beliefs. And yeah, I feel like I need to share this with you guys. I need to share my discoveries. You know, around the world there are so many religions, and sometimes people take a religion and abuse it, because every religion has basically the similar purpose: to give you guidelines to be a good human being and to give you hope. And every religion has like the idea that there is something we can't see, something that we only can feel, and it's higher than everything we know. And some may call it God, or maybe there are multiple gods. Maybe it's just the universe, maybe it's a higher power. We don't know, because there's no proof. But I do think that there's something, because if so many people around the world create something, maybe they made it up, maybe they took a situation and turned it the way they wanted it to, but they all believe that there's something more and that we should be good human beings. And that's proof for me that there is something. I'm not sure what it is, and I don't think that there's a religion that is right or a belief that is wrong. It's wrong if it hurts people. It's wrong if it abuses people. But I do believe that there is no such thing as a religion. Maybe people take it in various forms. Jewish people take it in, the Jewish religion, Christians in the Christian, and Muslims and the Muslim, Buddhists in the Buddhism way. But in general, it's just guidelines to make us better human beings and to treat our fellow human beings in a good way. And I've talked to Jewish people, I've talked to Muslim people, I've talked to Christians, I've talked to Buddhists, I've talked to atheists, I've talked to just spiritual persons. I don't know. Can you say persons? Is that a word even? But I've discovered that they are just trying to find a purpose in life and find hope. And that's why I don't call myself a Christian. I don't call myself anything. I'm just a human being, and I take the lessons life is giving me, and I talk to people I love and people I consider being good teachers, and they help me figure out what life is trying to teach me. And I think it's helpful, when you go to church and you learn something, and maybe it helps, unlock a mystery that life has given you. But I think in general it's just, being good and listening to your inner self and listening to the higher power and going out in nature, because whatever higher power there is, it has created so much beauty, and it's on us to sustain this beauty. And this beauty, the sun is shining incredibly strong today, even though it's only late winter, early spring, but it's really incredible, so much energy. And yeah, there are a lot of people who abuse religion and take it as a weapon to abuse women or abuse other religions and kill them and do just awful things. Those are not religious people. They're not doing the things they do because a god told them to. Nothing that causes harm comes from God or the universe. It comes from the human being itself. You know, there's a chapel down there and people are walking by, and you know, you can ring the bell yourself with a rope, and it's like really fun that everybody who's coming by is like doing it, and it's really wholesome. I think I'm gonna do it later as well. As we were speaking of religions, yeah. I don't know where I stopped. I think with people abusing religions, because the human being has good and bad. Everybody has a dark side, everybody has a good side. I'm gonna talk about it in another video actually, but if you nurture your good side, you can't be wrong, and if you listen to your heart and to your soul, you can't be wrong. But if you give in to things like greediness and hatred and jealousy, you know, those things are okay if they happen like moderately and you have them under control. But if people, you know, want more and more, the bad seed in you grows, and that's really sad. And I think everybody can change, everybody can become a good person, but those people who say they do it for God or it's in their religion, that's not true. And I think it's problematic that in some religions, you know, it's usually there are rules that, you know, suppress women, or rules that exclude certain groups, and I think that's not what God or this higher power would have wanted. This higher power would have wanted us to learn lessons, to learn from each other, to be individual, and to appreciate life and make life better on Earth, you know, to contribute to this whole amazing Earth ecosystem, to contribute to society and just show people that they're good and get out the good of everybody. Just be kind to each other and never offend another religion unless, you know, not even unless, but I think every religion has the right to be there if it's not hurting anybody, and you do have the right to critique another religion if it's respectful, and if you can differentiate between the real purpose of religion and people abusing it or misinterpreting it. Yeah. And things as hell. I personally do not believe in hell, because there's a very sad story. My great-grandmother, she was raped when she was like a really young girl, sadly, and she was always told, you're going to hell for that. But she was only a child, and you know, she was with child after she was raped, and she birthed that child, and her whole life she thought she's going to hell because she was abused, and the church told her so. And I think it's so sad and devastating that she was giving, you know, the fault, and they said you're going to go to hell and your child is never able to go to heaven. And it really hurt her, and it hurt my grandparents, and it hurt my father, and I think it hurts me to a certain extent, because she's my ancestor and she's so strong. She was so strong, you know, for pushing through. And that's why I don't believe in hell. I think heaven is different for everybody. After we die, no, I'm spoiling another video. I'm talking about that in another video, but I'm glad that you listened to my little podcast today, and I hope that I maybe could give you some ideas on how to perceive religions and what religion really is. And if you feel into yourself and you go out in nature and just feel it, you feel that God is something good, something that would never want punishment. So whatever God you believe in, or even if it's the universe, just be critical, but at the same time do trust and always have good intentions. Be kind. Goodbye, my fellow human beings.